Hi, it's Ra, Rishikavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. Well, here in the Northern Hemisphere, it is the very last day of the season of spring. Of course, that is the opposite in the Southern Hemisphere, where it's the very last day of the season of autumn. The solstice is tomorrow, but you know what? Here in the Northern Hemisphere, that means that this is Midsummer Eve, the time where fairies and elves and all the magical creatures are said to come out and celebrate. So I'm in my little sparkly here today, so look for fairies tonight. The sun today is at 28, moving to 29 degrees of, as I like to put it, smart and socially inclined air sign of Gemini. And the moon is moving today from one sign to another. It's moving from the last degrees of the mystical, emotionally brooding water sign of Scorpio into the more adventurous, lighthearted fire sign of Sagittarius. So there's a big shift in the energy about midday or so. The moon begins the day in late Scorpio, making an inconjunct, awkward 150-degree, adapt, just, accommodate angle to the sun, which means the early part of the day you're just going to have to feel your way because things may not click in just right away. That inconjunct occurs at 7:15 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 3:15 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, followed closely by the moon in a harmonious trine to Neptune, which is Pisces' ruling planet and in the very last degree of its home sign of Pisces, 29 degrees, at 9:19 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 12:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 5:19 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. What that means is that's actually a very nice creative and spiritual moment. So take advantage of that. The moon then does move into the fire sign of Sagittarius shortly after that, 9:32 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 12:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 5:32 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, almost immediately making a nice harmonious sextile to Pluto, which is sitting at 1 degree of Aquarius, from where the moon is at 1 degree of Sag, and that's very nice. That is a self-empowerment and looking into the depths of things kind of energy. That's very nice for whatever we want to do today that is of some consequence, because Pluto is about power issues for good or ill, and this is a harmonious energy. Then there's an awkward inconjunct to Venus. Stuff may come up in the afternoon, but then in the evening the moon makes a direct opposition to Jupiter, planet of good fortune and expansion, so our emotions are expanded in the evening. 8:22 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact, 11:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 4:22 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So not a bad day whatsoever for Midsummer's Eve. I'm Ra, Rishikavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, which is starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day. Sparkle a little bit, why don't you? No matter what.